Hi. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sam, and I'm here to give you the background information of another video I posted. Anyway, what I want to do is I wanted to give you a recap. However, it's been a while. It's been a while since we played, and we actually played through a good bit of the campaign that we're currently playing. So it's going to be a long recap. I wish I could break it into like 5 minutes, but I don't think I can break it into 5 minutes. Especially since I like to talk a lot, give a lot as much detail as I possibly can, which is a habit I'm trying to kick unsuccessfully. But anyway, so if you don't want to listen to however long this video is of me recapping what's happened, then you can click right here. Click here, and you can go straight to the session. You'll be in another video. Okay, if you're still here, then you're trapped. The link is gone, magic gone. So you're trapped and you're stuck listening to me. Don't hit that refresh button. Don't hit that back button. Don't hit any other button. Just okay. So you're not trapped. So okay. My bad. Okay. I have no power. So to recap, where we started off, it was me, EJ, and Brian with Max as our DM, and my character is named Roland. I am a elven wizard, a high elf wizard. EJ is a half-orc barbarian named Doris. And Brian is a dragonkin cleric, I think named Raz, but I'm not sure. Forgive me, Brian, for forgetting your character's name. But it's been like 2 months. So, please forgive me. By the way, Brian's our DM now because Max had stuff he has to take care of. So Brian's DMing for us, and he's DMing in the session that we play. So we start off in this caravan going down the road, and we find out that we have been hired by the owners of this caravan to guard the caravan against any attacks or anything that may happen while it's traveling. It's been a while since we played that session, so I don't remember exactly what happened. I think we were attacked. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's not really important. We make it to the town that the caravan was going to, and that's Greenest. When we see the city in the distance, we notice that the city's on fire. We also see this dragon, so we think, hey, it's a good idea to go toward the fire and the dragon and the bad stuff. Anyways, we want to help, so we want XP and money and to progress the storyline, so we go toward the city of Greenest. So we get there and we discover this family. Specifically, the whole city's being attacked by kobolds and outlets, and so we come across this family that's surrounded by kobolds. So of course we step in to help. We defeat the kobolds. I kill like 2 of them. Huzzah for the wizard. And of course there's like 10 of them. The 2 other people in the party slaughter 8. So 2 versus 4 apiece for them. It's battles. It was a victory for me because my character before was dying all the time, so it's an upgrade. Anyway, so we rescue the family and we go toward the keep because we figure that's safe. On our way, we discover other people who are in danger. We fight, we save them, and we eventually make it to the keep. And when we get to the keep, we're all safe, like we thought, which was good, because it could have not been safe. So while we're in the keep, we find out that there's something else going on, like that started happening right after we got into the keep, and so we go up to check it out. And I can't think if it's the leader of the army that points us towards it, or leader of the military that points us, that tells us about whatever's going on upstairs. I think it is because he recognized that we helped a lot of people. But anyway, so he goes up, and we follow him. And so when we get to the top of the keep, we see the dragon that's been circling around, and it looks like he's going to start attacking. So, so he does start attacking, and so we attack it in kind. There's archers all around the keep that's helping us attack it, or rather, we're helping them attack it. And so, who else do we find helping out attacking this dragon but a gnome ranger, a gnome ranger there, and that will be Joshua's character. Because it's at this point of the story that he joined us in our D&D adventure. And so after a while, dragon attacked us, we attacked the dragon. The dragon decided that he didn't really care about the keep that much. We were just gnats attacking it, but it was just too much trouble, so he turned around and left. I would like to say we killed the dragon and had a victory, but we didn't. He got bored with us, is what it was. So that's great. Defeat the dragon, yay, huzzah. Anyway, so we see this female dragon, this female dragonkin, at the bottom of the keep in like an open area, and she's surrounded by her own personal guard. She's a black dragonkin, and I forget exactly what happens with her, so forgive me about that. So after they attack the dragon, after we see the lady black dragonkin, I think it was the leader of the military, the commander of the military, he asks us to help out with fighting, here and there, fighting some guys. So we choose to head on down to the mill, because there's trouble at the mill, and nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, and that's what we were doing. We were going as the... Okay, I'm sorry. If you don't get that reference, my bad. If you do get that reference, I'm sorry. And so we use the sewer passage to get to the mill, so that we don't have to fight people along the way. And so, so EJ, when we get into the sewer, EJ decides, since Brian's character cannot see, we all have dark vision, except for Brian's character, and so EJ decides to light a torch for Brian's character. Instead of leading him, he decides to light a torch, and there are a bunch of rats. We get attacked by rats in a sewer. Fun times. No, but we easily killed those rats. It was awesome. So we make it out of the sewers, and so we make our way toward the mill, and on our way over there, we do come across a couple of people, a small group of enemies. We fight them. EJ lops off one of their heads. EJ decides to use his axe as a golf club and drive the guy's severed head into the leader. And he succeeds in his roles, and it happens. And I can't remember if we killed. I think yeah, they run away. We kill them anyway, but they run away. As they're running, we shoot them down. I can't remember if I shot him with firebolt or if Joshua shot him with an arrow. Either way, they didn't get away. They didn't escape us. So we get to the mill, and we decide to go there to stealthily approach the mill for the sake of caution. And good thing we did that because we saw a couple of guys outside of the mill, and so we decided to take them out. So all of us has a shot, and I can't remember who exactly hit the two guys and took them out. I think we may have all hit them, and then it took all of our attacks to kill them. But anyway, we take the two out. However, they had enough time to call out, and a bunch of guys come out of the mill. And then they see us, and we're in the middle of combat. Anyway, so we take them all out, and we realize that it was all a trap. General Akbar did not arrive in time to tell us, but we figured it out anyway. It was a trap. So we go into the mill anyway, and just to check it out, and of course there's nothing in there. And Doris, EJ's character, decides he wants to grab a handful of flour and put it in his pocket. Fantastic. Anyway, so we head back out. We head back to the keep, and when we get there, we find out that they had gotten a few prisoners, and so we decide to go and try to interrogate them. We don't get hardly anything out of them because none of us are good interrogators. So we get hardly anything out of them. I think we get a name. No, yeah, we get a name. We learn the female black dragon's name, I think, but I forget her name. So, sorry. But yeah, that's about all we learn is her name. And in the process of interrogating one of the captives, Darce decides, half-orc, he decides to take some of the flour in his pocket and shove it in a guy's mouth. And the guy subsequently dies because the flour stops up his throat and he can't breathe. So Darth accidentally kills a man because, yeah, he's Darth and he doesn't think about stuff like that. Anyway, so then the whole challenge. So anyway, so we notice this other dragon, this blue dragonkin, and he has this massive army behind him, and he's challenging Greenest, challenging them to send out their strongest fighter. And so EJ, Darce, decides that he's going to accept the challenge. This was a really awesome part in the session because Brian decided for this fight to play One-Winged Angel from Final Fantasy VII, and that was pretty awesome. But anyway, Dragonkin, this guy had to be level 5. We're level 1. He had to be level 5. Or I think we were level 2 at this point. Anyways, he had to be level 5. Anyways, he wiped the floor with EJ, and he didn't kill him, but he wiped the floor. If it had been me, I would have been dead. Because one attack from that guy would have killed me, straight up. No knockout, no blackout, no just a little bit below zero. No. My hit points would have been so far below zero, I would have just straight up died from one hit. So I am so glad I was not out there. And yeah, so EJ's hit points were dropped below zero. And that was it. He and his army walks away. Because his point was this is how strong I am. That's it. That was all his point was. This is how strong I am. You have no chance. Don't try to attack us. Don't try to come after us. That was his point. The next morning of that, we overhear, I think it's the king and the leader of the city. I forget whether he's a king or not, but the leader of the city and the military leader talking about stuff. And so EJ and Brian decide to stealthily. Oh right, I forget about this. For the entire battle, and a lot of what happens next, Joshua actually missed the session. So we deemed that he was in EJ's backpack. So the entire fight that EJ had, that had him almost killed, he had a gnome in his backpack. And so they're of course trying to stealthily sneak. Brian and EJ, of course, trying to stealthily sneak up to them and listen into their conversation. And the entire time they're describing how they're sneaking stealthily. I noticed that Max is giving us a peculiar look, like, what the heck are y'all doing? So I decide I'm just going to walk in. I'm just going to walk in normally. So yeah, it turns out they didn't need to sneak and whatnot. But it was funny. It was really funny listening to him. Because Brian was going all Metal Gear Solid, which is amazing. Especially for a Dragonkin, who's like 6 foot tall. It's like 6'5", 6'6". Anyway, so he tells us that he needs some people to scout out the camp, to find the camp that attacked us, and to kind of scope it out. So we agree to do this, and as you know, before we leave, a monk takes us aside and asks us if we could also find a friend of his that had been captured by them. I forget his name, but we say his name a lot in the video, so you'll know who I'm talking about. The guy that's captured that we have to save. Anyway, so we head out and we come across this camp. Just small camp, not the camp we're looking for, but kind of like this a small camp that's going to regroup with the larger camp later. I can't remember exactly why it was there, but anyways, it makes sense at the time. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember why, but you know, whatever. Anyway, so we were there. Then Brian's character went in, and he Pikachu'd the mess out of all of them. He thunderbolted all of them, and they all died, practically. He got all of them but 2. It was amazing. Anyway, so we took care of them, And oh right, before we left, we stocked up on some stuff. I bought. I think no, I was given. I was. We were all given stuff. Um, we each got a potion of invisibility and a potion of move silently. And I also got 2 scrolls, disguise self and something else. Oh yeah, burning hands. I got because I thought that would be a useful spell to learn to at least have. Anyway, so so what was I? Right. So we follow the trail. We continue following the trail, and because we're following the tracks of the army. And so we were continuing following the tracks, and we get into this cavern type thing. I may not be using the right word. No, not cavern. What am I thinking? An area where you have this valley and then like 2 cliffs, and if you get what I mean, I forget what it's called. But yeah, anyway, so we're traveling through this, and we don't know what to expect. So EJ has the idea, not Dars, but EJ has the idea. I think it was EJ has the idea. Anyways, his character would take a potion, and then he would walk 10 feet or so. If it was clear, he would throw a rock, and then signaling us to move forward 10 feet, and then he'd walk another 10 feet, throw a rock, and then we would go another 10 feet. So that way we don't all waste our invisibility potion, and we can try to get through this safely because we don't know what to expect. We know we're close, but we don't know what to expect. So he does this a few times, and last time he does it, after he throws the rock, he sees a couple of heads pop up, which is bad because he already threw the rock, giving us the go ahead, and so he can't think of anything to do, which is understandable. So he just yells out in Orcish, "Stop!" Yells out, telling us to stop in Orcish, which I know Orcish. So that was really good because I understood it, and so I told Brian to stop. I stopped and I told Brian. He said stop. So, and after he yells in Orcish, he sees a lot more heads pop up. And he notices there's a lot more people. So I use message, and we communicate to get an idea of what's going on. I didn't think to use message beforehand, but that would have been a lot worse because we would have stumbled into a trap and not known about it. Anyway, so we defeat all the people in the canyon area. We find out later via Max, our DM, that we used a message, and we did not discover them before they discovered us, they would have dropped rocks on us. They had this rock avalanche type trap waiting for anyone that came through. And so we would have gotten really hurt had we not been doing this plan. So that was really good for us. Yeah, so we make it through, and we come across the camp. At this point, Josh was able to join us. And by the way, this is like several sessions, of course, that I've said so far. It doesn't seem like it, but it takes a while. It takes a while to play D&D. And so we get to the camp, and we don't exactly know how to approach it. So we try to do we try to do stealth stuff, and we start planning all this. We try to come up with all these plans on how to maybe take out the guards in the lookout tower, and or maybe take a stealth or take a invisibility potion and approach it, or or this or that, and so Max intervenes, and he has an NPC walk up to us and ask us, "What are you doing here? I mean, why are you just standing there?" And he walks on by and walks toward the camp to give us the idea of, oh yeah, we can just pose as mercenaries. So we just walk into the camp, posing as mercenaries. So we try to get information. Brian's character sits down with some other mercenaries and tries to get information from them, but they don't know anything, so nor do they really care to know anything. They just care about the next paycheck, which they don't even know when that's gonna be. So so it was decided that I take an invisibility potion, and I scope out this big tent that seemed to be really important. So I do that, and I can't, and I don't hear anything. I can't, no matter how much I try, I can't hear anything in that tent. And of course, we find out later that it was magically protected, so I wouldn't be able to. Anyway, so after several failed attempts, the people in the tent leave the tent, and we find out it's the dragonkin. I can't remember if it's both of them or if it's just the blue one. I think it's just the blue one. Anyway, so he goes down, and oh yeah, we also found the prisoner, the guy who was captured that we were supposed to find. He was just tied up in a certain section of the camp, apart from other people. So the Dragon King goes toward the prisoner that we're supposed to be saving, and so I follow after him, keeping a little bit of a distance. So when he gets to the guy, he starts torturing him, trying to find out where or why he's here and whatnot. And so I activate Detect Thoughts to try to get as much information as I can. And the only thing I can manage to get was that the guy who was captive wanted to be there. He figured it was a good way to get information, and that all the guards were so focused on their duty that there's no way we could get information from them. The only other place to get any information is from the alkalids. And anyway, at least that we haven't tried yet. That would be our only hope to possibly get information. And just so happens that while all this is going on, they start praising Tiamat, who's the Dragon Queen. Oh right, one of the kobolds, when we were interrogating prisoners, I think one of the kobolds had said something like, she will rise again, I think, referring to Tiamat, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't remember. So I see the occultists do this. This is what Max. I think this is the symbol Max had us try to do, which is hard. But yeah, this is what he showed us, which I find out later that it's not necessary. He could have done this. He could have done this, but no, he had to make it hard. He had to make it this. So anyway, I see that, and then that's it. We end the session there. and that's the last session we had. And that's it with the recap. It was long and probably not all that interesting, which is why this is a separate video from the actual session. But that's all we've done so far. In case you wanted to know, in case you wanted to have a recap, here it is. I know I'm not the most interesting person to have a recap, to do a recap, but there you go. There's the recap for you, to let you know what we know. So that way you're not completely left out, and yeah. So I hope this has helped you kind of understand where we are at this point, and help you to better enjoy the sessions you watch. Thank you. Have a good day.